Okay, hi everyone. I'm just going to bring Carla in. Okay. Here she is. You're
That
looking.
was so much easier than I anticipated.
See, I like to set it up as being challenging and then everything it's like karma. Everything just actually rolls really easy. We did it. Yay. Okay. Welcome, Carla. How are you doing tonight?
I am good. I'm wonderful. I am so excited to be here with you. It's actually finally feeling like summer here in the Northeast, so
Yay.
that just naturally puts a spring in my step.
Good. Okay, so we won't look at the weather and the impending rain. Um,
Mm-mm.
but so far so good. So hopefully you're
We're
heading
on the
in.
brighter side, Anita.
Oh my
We are
God.
on the brighter side over here.
I love it. It's very appropriate. So, and thanks to everyone who is joining and everyone who is listening to this recording. So we're gonna dive right in if you're good. As you know, Carla. So all week. And actually, lately, we've been talking about this idea. At Brighter Days, we're calling it sort of take a minute. And I have to say, it was one of the foundational ideas behind creating the product that we created, because we felt like wellness and particularly good nutrition in our case shouldn't have to mean a lifestyle overhaul. Like life is going to be life, right? It's going to happen. It's going to be the way it is. So to say the way that you're going to sort of feel better or eat better is to sort of change everything about what you do is hard and unrealistic. And so, and for us, we really do believe it starts with one small intentional step that can actually work in your life. And that step might lead to another step, and eventually you'll be heading in the direction that you want to be going in. And so, meanwhile, you have been building like a really successful career, life and career coaching business around a very similar and also somewhat tangential concept. So, the idea of the purposeful pivot. And then I know on social, you also have this series that you do, which we all love, called the Purposeful Pause. And the funny thing that we've all been chuckling about, like internally, is that here we are, like Brighter Days has been calling it take a minute. You've been calling it a purposeful pause. And now suddenly it's trending all over the internet and they're calling it slow maxing. And so the conclusion is that you and I are ahead of our trend and we're trendsetters. I mean,
Amazing.
I don't even know why the world doesn't just follow us for what the latest wellness trend is.
Of course, of course. I actually said the term slow maxing to my 21-year-old daughter, and I did get a little bit of an eye roll. However, I it makes sense in a world that is so chaotic and so stressful. Really, I think what we're all trying to tap into is that intentionality, is that space where we can make a choice for ourselves, whether it's taking a walk, or it's taking a deep breath, whether it's setting intentions, or whether very specifically it's doing something good for our body. And what that's doing in very small ways, even when we're not aware of it, it's signaling to our subconscious, it's signaling to our brains that we matter, that our health matters, that our calm, our inner calm matters. And those tiny little steps over time builds a, a, a well-being habit that does give us the space to center ourselves so that we can show up in a way that is supportive not only for us, but there's like a great ripple effect that happens in the world when we show up in a way that feels calm and purposeful and intentional.
I love that. And I'm going to stray a little bit. People might be mad at me that we might go over, but the other day you were sort of talking about how like a habit can become a ritual. And that was sort of an aha moment for me, like thinking about it that way. Can you just sort of talk through that? I mean, in the context, I'm sure you talk to clients about stuff like this, like what does that mean and how should we think about taking these moments and how a habit, like, oh, I have to do something, kind of turns into a ritual.
Right. There's an interesting difference. There's a specific difference, right? When we think about a habit versus a ritual, and habits are often unconscious. When we think about brushing our teeth or locking the door behind us, these are these automatic responses that we've created over time that we don't even think about. They're just happening. I mean, I assume most people are not thinking about brushing their teeth in the morning at a certain age, but these are these automatic things. It's like our body knows to breathe. It's just this automatic thing versus a ritual, which builds in intention. And rituals versus habits anchor us in a moment. When we think about rituals around family rituals, holiday rituals, even rituals of waking up in the morning, and one of our advisory board members talks about not getting on the phone for 10 minutes right after waking up. That is more of a ritual, I think, than a habit,
Right.
because it is done with intention, and it's done with the purpose of creating this moment where you can um, again anchor yourself and calm yourself. And rituals do create a sense of safety because it's something that you recognize. It's something that connects you to a deeper moment and maybe a deeper meaning. So
Yeah,
again, it helps to calm your nervous system
I love
and
that. and
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 really
it and it doesn't have to be like the things you're describing are like really short things. Like, it doesn't have to be a
mm,
whole ceremony. Like, it could be just a small thing that you're doing that just signals to your body, this is a grounding moment for me.
it's a
Love it.
grounding moment. It's something that I'm doing for myself. And there's a very specific reason that you're doing it for yourself, which again signals that this matters. You matter.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, we're going to topic jump now and talk about Brighter Days, the product. And so we've known each other for years, and likely we were doing different things when last we, knew each other. I wasn't sure of all the twists and turns that your life had turned when we reconnected, and I'm sure a lot of the people watching have known us from different stages. So I'd love for you to share a little, like in the context of the product and your own wellness journey and everything, sort of where were you pre Brighter Days? Why and how
Mm,
was this, like, the product appealing to you? And then and just in your own words, sort of how has it been part of your life, and what has it done for you and your family?
yeah. So one of the things that I often explore with clients is the golden thread, because there usually are breadcrumbs that uncover whether it's values or passions or even purpose. If you look deep enough, you can find the little trail of breadcrumbs, the golden thread that runs through all of the choices. And usually 98% of the time, if not 99, they're tied to deep values and beliefs. And so when Brighter Days, when the opportunity to connect with you through Brighter Days came, I was at actually a really interesting moment in my own health journey. Um, for the first time, I was really focusing on the total package, if you will. It wasn't just about getting my steps in. It wasn't just about cardio. It was finally recognizing where I am age wise and in my life stage, where I know that I have to focus on different things, whether it's building muscle, whether it's increasing protein, whether it's drinking all the water, all the things I know that I should do. But all of a sudden, I've hit a stage where I'm recognizing why these things are more important. And for all of the poo pooing over the years, I'll get to it, I'll do it. It's become more evident to me that now is really the time. Well, probably 10 years ago was the time, but right
Right.
now is what is the moment that we have, right? Better now than several years from now. And what I think what resonated with me is that it's not so much, I mean, obviously I want to look great, right? I want to fit into my jeans and feel great in my clothes, but it's so much more about the inside to the outside and foundation that's going to carry me through, because it's becoming more and more evident to me that this is the one body that I get this time around. And I
Yeah,
want to not only be here for a
I
really
love
long
that.
time, I want to be able to feel good in my body and to
Yeah.
continue to feel active. And I was in a gym class, and I don't really love the gym, but I was getting myself to the gym, and the instructor said something about, lady, this move is going to ensure that you can carry all of your groceries into the house forever and ever. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So it really spoke to me
Yeah.
in terms of like a very realistic thing. And so Brighter Days not only made so much sense to me in terms of all the things that I know I need, but it's about, I think you used the word foundational support. And again, with that golden thread, the work that I do as a coach is, it's not, people present with an outer challenge, right? I need a new job. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I, need to set goals. Those are sort of the outer presentation. But what we usually end up working on is the foundational stuff on the
Wow.
inside. It's mindset, it's beliefs, it's understanding what your values are. And so I see this beautiful reflection of that really in Brighter Days. It's very intentional. It's all of the right formulas, the right ratios. You've taken all of the guesswork out of it, and it's a very simple way to take care of yourself and make sure that you're creating the foundation upon which to build. So here I am, like building muscle and doing all these things. But if I don't have the right foundation, all of it's for naught. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Because on the other side of it, we're busy, we're
Yeah.
overwhelmed with all the things.
Yeah.
I regularly looked at my vitamins. I looked at all the pretty bottles in the cabinet, and then I wouldn't take them.
Right.
And then I would resent them. And then I would continue not to take them because then I was like mad and
Right.
felt guilty and all the things. And Brighter Days, it's just simple. Like that was the first thing that spoke to me. It was like, oh, boop, I can do it on an empty stomach. I'm done for the day. I've done this really awesome thing for myself. And then I can get to it. So it just, I don't know.
I
It's
love
like
that.
wellness is
I
a team sport.
I love that too. I feel like you just explained foundational nutrition in the most helpful way, because I think a lot of people are like, it sounds good, but what does that even mean? And it's exactly
Yeah.
what you just said. So I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, so here we are. You have, and everyone here probably knows who knows you, that you have decades of sales leadership experience, and nobody is surprised why, hearing you speak. You're building this incredible, successful coaching business. You're a wife, you're a mom. You just came back from moving your daughter out. Like these things don't end. They continue as they continue to go. But of course, no one's complaining because at least they're calling mom and need your help. So we come running. And I'm pretty sure your calendar wasn't sitting around asking for more commitments from anyone. But out of the blue, here we show up, me and the rest of the Brighter Days team and Kelly Cox. And we invite you to become an advisory board member and a brand partner. And somehow you decided, yes, I have time to add this to my to-do list. So what was it about Brighter Days that made you want to make room for this in your already very full, very busy life?
It's, it, when something works for you and you recognize that you have the opportunity to help someone else, that kind of makes it simple. And I think simplicity is the key. This is not, and as you say, we've been sales leaders in all sorts of different walks of life. This this isn't that. This is truly being able to model what it looks like and share it in a way that feels very authentic, because it is something that is working for me. I'm noticing changes. It makes me, again, even if I didn't feel the changes, like mentally, I know this is something good I can do for myself. As you know, I have, out of three children, I have one who is along on the journey with me. And I, you know, as a mom, I know you'll appreciate this. Like, again, guilt. I carried so much guilt from forgetting to give them their vitamins when they were little.
Right.
And I just feel like at this stage to know that I can still share something that I trust, that I believe in, that I know is actually helping from the inside out. It just kind of it takes the complication out of it. And certainly it's very rare that you get to represent something where you 100% know the people that made it, and trust that, right? We have a trust deficit in this world right now, and
Yeah.
understandably so. And so I feel really confident and comfortable sharing it because I trust you. And I know the love and the care that went into it and the research and like the science nerdiness that continues. And that we have at this stage, right? Early stage startups, whatever, we have a direct line. And
Yeah.
our not only is our advisory board on it, the executive board, your team that you've put together is so invested in the product, and making sure that our questions are answered, that all of the concerns or the fears that our customers have, we're able to go right to you and get an answer that can put them at ease. And that to me is just everything.
That's amazing. Thank you. That was such a good testimonial. And it is it's such a joy. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way, and I know you wouldn't either. And it always like is a little surprising when everybody isn't like that, because and many companies are like, it's always so special when you do email and you get an email right back and you can tell that they read the email and it's not a canned answer, like they really care. So and that is definitely the stage that we're in, and we could not be more grateful for your contributions and helping us shape. I mean, this call alone, you've articulated things that the rest of us have a hard time, you know, putting in words because we're just so deep in it. And to hear you sort of pull back and describe it, it's been such a joy. So I think that's all the time we have for today. But I just really do want to thank you for joining, and hopefully you'll come back again for another topic.
Anytime.
And, you know, to everyone listening, I think if this conversation resonated with you in any way, both of us would love to keep the conversation going. So whether you're curious about, you know, diving into this idea of the purposeful pause, or you want to learn more about Brighter Days, our mission, our brand partner program, just send us a DM. We'll connect you with the person that you should connect with. And we just love the conversations and the dialogue. So, Carla, thank you so much for taking time
It's my
today.
pleasure. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. All right, we'll do it again soon.
Sounds good. All right. Take care. Good night.
Bye. Good night. How do I end? Let's see.